Coming up on Falcon Weekly, time is running out for students wanting to drop classes this semester. Find out how close the deadline is.
And we may have moved the clocks already, but many of us still feel an hour behind. See how springing forward can have negative impacts on your health.
Downtown development. Montevallo's Main Street is undergoing overhaul. Hear from Montevallo's mayor about how students can get involved in the planning.
And great balls of fire. King Kong had a huge opening weekend at the box office, but its premiere in Vietnam looked like something right out of the movie. See what sparked this fire on the red carpet. Falcon Weekly starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Hope Finley.
And I'm Alex Tejada. Thanks so much for joining us.
In campus headlines, if you need to drop a class this semester, time is running out. This Friday, March 17th, is the last day to drop a spring class. You can drop all but your last class on Banner. To completely withdraw for the semester, you'll need to go to the registrar's office.
And it's almost time to start planning what classes you want to take in the fall semester. The course schedule for fall 2017 goes online tomorrow. You can check out all of the classes being offered on Banner. And registration for the fall is just a few weeks away. Seniors and priority registration students can sign up for classes on April 12th. Juniors and student athletes can register on April 14th. Sophomore registration opens on April 18th, followed by freshmen on the 20th. Registration opens at 7 a.m. on those days. Remember, you must meet with your advisor before you register for classes. And you'll have a new option for a minor this fall here at African American Studies. The 18-credit-hour minor will educate students on how Black culture and history has evolved from slavery to present day. In addition to 3 required classes, students will take 3 additional elective courses across multiple disciplines to complete the minor. For more information, contact the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Mary Beth Armstrong, at the address on your screen.
We're just a week away from the summer scholarship deadline. You have until next Monday, March 20th, to fill out the online application for assistance with summer tuition and housing. You can access the application at montevallo.edu/summer-scholarship. If you want to take a May or summer class, registration for those terms is already open.
In health headlines, we have some breaking news out of Washington.
The Congressional Budget Office announced late this afternoon that an estimated 14 million Americans could lose their health care coverage in 2018 under the Republican bill to replace Obamacare. The CBO says that number could swell to 24 million by 2026.
Diane Gallagher filed this report before that news broke, showing how the White House is pushing for the plan to pass.
You'll see rates go down, 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 and you'll see plans go up, up, up.
But the president says a drop in costs will take time, maybe a couple of years. It's the art of the healthcare deal. President Donald Trump at a listening session on the negative effects of Obamacare with the hard sell on the GOP's healthcare bill.
Americans should pick the plan they want. Now they'll be able to pick the plan they want. They'll be able to pick the doctor they want.
Even though President Trump has long promised that no American would lose coverage if Obamacare was repealed and replaced,
I am going to take care of everybody. I don't care if it costs me votes or not.
GOP leaders are approaching the question of coverage for all from a different standpoint.
You dramatically increase the access to health care, but we're not going to make an American do what they don't want to do. You get it if you want it. That's freedom.
Even the president now focusing on access, not guaranteed coverage.
A health care plan that lowers cost, expands choice, and ensures access for everyone.
But a growing number of Republicans,
if we get what we've got from Ryan, Obamacare Light, he will not have the votes.
Aren't so sure this is the repeal they've been dreaming of.
You know, I'm not prepared to vote for it is right now, and I think that's not because of a specific, this is unacceptable, but because I think we can do better.
A report from the Congressional Budget Office estimating just how much the bill will cost could be the deciding factor for some. That's expected to be released Monday. In Washington, Diane Gallagher.
Many of us are still groggy from getting up an hour earlier than normal. Our clocks sprang forward Sunday with the beginning of daylight saving time. But the change could be more than just an annoyance. Kim Hutcherson explains in today's Health Minute.
Daylight saving time is supposed to allow us to enjoy more light during long summer days. But the change in sleep patterns can do more than leave you tired and grumpy. It can have real health effects. A 2016 study conducted in Finland found that the overall rate for strokes was 8% higher in the 2 days after daylight saving time began. Researchers compared the stroke rates between more than 3,000 people hospitalized the week after the daylight saving time shift to stroke rates in more than 11,000 people hospitalized 2 weeks before or after the week of transition. In addition to finding that the overall rate of stroke was higher, researchers also found that cancer patients were 25% more likely to have a stroke just after the daylight saving time switch, and people older than 65 were 20% more likely to have a stroke. A 2012 study from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, found that the Monday and Tuesday after daylight saving time in the spring have been associated with a 10% increase in heart attacks. Experts say you can mitigate the effects by shifting your sleep gradually over several days and by taking advantage of the extra light to reset your internal clock. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Today is National Napping Day, which seems like the perfect way to recoup from losing an hour of sleep this weekend.
And if you're just too busy for a nap and you're still feeling a bit sluggish, then maybe Starbucks' new spring cups will give you a boost of energy. Starbucks has a cure for spring fever, spring-themed cups. Each size gets one of these pastel-colored cups with white dots and hand-drawn designs. The cups will only be available for a few days in participating stores beginning this Thursday, March 16th. The first day of spring is March 20th. And bottled water is the best-selling beverage in the U.S. Beverage Marketing and Research and Consulting Company reported Friday that bottled water took the top spot as America's favorite drink in 2016, bumping soft drinks into second place. The company says Americans bought 12.8 billion gallons of bottled water in 2016. That's up close to 9% over 2015. Meanwhile, Americans consumed more than 12.4 billion gallons of carbonated soft drinks last year.
Now to a Falcon Weekly follow-up. Last week we told you how about Montevallo's new Taco Bell will displace the Personal Touch salon from its Main Street location. The salon workers told us that they were only given 30 days to move, and many people wondered why they weren't given more notice about the change. Montevallo's mayor, Dr. Holly Cost, says the sale of the building to Takala, the company that will build the Taco Bell restaurant, was a private business transaction.
They said they've been looking at multiple locations downtown, and that seemed to be the best fit for them and the best location for them due to the proximity to the university.
In anticipation of a lot of foot traffic, the restaurant will have an outdoor patio for social gatherings.
Taco Bell isn't the only business coming to Montevallo's downtown area. The Montevallo Main Street Initiative is a driving force between lots of changes in the city. With the addition of 2 women's clothing boutiques, Happy Dollar, and the eventual Taco Bell, the city is striving to provide an atmosphere that suits their entire demographic. Mayor Cost says UM students will get to have a say in what new businesses may come to the city.
We are in the process of completing a market study, and that market study will enable us to go out and actively seek businesses that will be a good fit for Montevallo. And so what we need from the university is for students to complete a survey that we will distribute far and wide, telling us what they want.
According to the mayor, the city is looking at possibly bringing Cajun and Italian restaurants to Montevallo. The Main Street overhaul coincides with the city's bicentennial celebration. We're just over a month away from Earth Day.
And we wanted to take a look at the efforts UM is making to lessen its impact on the environment. Last Friday, students, faculty, and concerned citizens in the community gathered in Anna Irvin Dining Hall for a sustainability workshop. Various speakers and panels covered a range of topics from water and air safety to waste management. Dr. Susan Kaplow, who organized the workshop, says she felt there was a great turnout.
I think we did get the outcome that we wanted because all we really wanted was to hear from a lot of different folks on campus, and we very much got that. We had, students, faculty, staff, administration all came together and had a really good conversation, and that was the goal. So, yes, mission accomplished.
I sat down with Dr. Kaplow to talk more about how campus and the community can help create a more sustainable environment. Hydration stations, bike sharing, energy-efficient light bulbs. These are just a few of the ways students at the University of Montevallo help promote sustainability.
There's quite a lot of things that happen around here that are
I guess, environmentally friendly.
Dr. Susan Kaplow with the Environmental Studies Department says the Green Fund is a major reason for these eco-friendly features.
Green Fund is a huge opportunity for sustainability on campus. So anyone, faculty, student, staff, anybody can apply to it for a project that will help promote sustainability.
Each year, thousands of dollars in Green Fund grants are awarded to pay for projects that lessen UM's environmental impact. The university has also gone one step further to partner with the city to create the Recycling Center, which you see behind me. Here, students and citizens of Montevallo can recycle paper, plastic, cardboard, aluminum, and electronics.
Ideally, recycling is a gateway behavior in that people start doing that and then they realize that there might be other things they can do.
And Kaplow hopes that along with a change in behavior comes a change in mindset.
You know, the other misconception maybe is just that that it's hard. Somehow it's like too much work. You know, I know people who just don't bother to get a bin because like I'll have to call the city or something, and it's really quite easy to do.
UM has made recycling easier by placing bright blue bins in buildings and classrooms across campus. And Kaplow says that the push for sustainability is in students' hands.
Students have a lot of power here. All of the big initiatives for sustainability started with students. The garden was founded by students. The Green Fund was founded by students. Fallow Cycle, which is our bike share program, that was founded by students.
UM students making their mark.
This is the kind of place where you can really make those changes
by not leaving a mark on Mother Earth. We've placed a link on our Facebook page for you to learn more about how to get involved with the Environmental Club and what you can do to keep Montevallo green. Just search for UM Falcon Weekly.
Punxsutawney Phil couldn't have been more wrong. Last week, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, also known as NOAA, said the nation went through the second warmest February on record last month, and one of the warmest winters ever. According to NOAA, the average temperature in the contiguous United States was 41.2 degrees Fahrenheit last month. That figure is 7.3 degrees higher than the 20th century average and the second highest temperature in the last 123 years.
You'd probably have a hard time convincing some homeowners in upstate New York about the record warmth this winter. Check out what happened to their house. This home is located in Webster, New York, near Lake Ontario. As you can see, the home is frozen solid, with icicles covering pretty much every inch of the property. So how did that happen? The area has been hit with freezing temperatures and strong winds over the last 5 days.
In this week's consumer headlines, good news for drivers across the country. National gas prices have dropped for 10 straight days. That's according to AAA. The national average is $2.30 for a gallon of regular. Here in Alabama, the average price has held steady at $2.05 a gallon. That's down a cent from last week. The average in the Birmingham metro area is $2.03 for a gallon of regular. AAA says Alabama is one of the top 5 states for cheap gas prices, but don't expect these prices to last. They're expected to start rising over the next month because of refinery maintenance and the switch to summer blend gas. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. This video is not from the 1970s. That sign there says 79 cents for a gallon of unleaded gas. 79 cents. This is in Houston, and it's all thanks to a good old-fashioned price war. The supervisor at this station said they dropped their prices because of a competitor across the street kept lowering theirs. Both stations were at 79 cents Sunday. As you can imagine, word spread fast.
I couldn't believe it. But I think that's great. We haven't seen those type of prices in God knows how long.
If it's a gas war going on, I hope it's a trend that goes around the city because we definitely need it in these times. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The cheapest bottle of water, Ozark, which is 16.9 ounces, it is 99 cents, and our 1 gallon of gas is 79 cents a gallon.
Later, the competing station took it a step further, dropping to 78 cents. Minnesota-based outdoor chain Gander Mountain is filing for bankruptcy and will be closing 32 stores, including 4 in Alabama.
Gadsden, Mobile, Montgomery, and Tuscaloosa locations will be closing after the company filed for Chapter 11 protection on Friday. The company will be restructuring and soliciting bids for a sale expected to be complete in late April. Radio Shack is still struggling. For the second time in 2 years, the company has filed for bankruptcy. It plans to close 200 of its 1,500 stores immediately and is evaluating options for the rest. The company has about 5,900 employees. It first filed for bankruptcy in March 2015, which resulted in about 2,400 store closings.
And Staples will be closing more stores. Last Thursday, the office supply store reported a $548 million loss in the fiscal fourth quarter that ended in January. Those results prompted Staples to say it would close 70 more stores during the current fiscal year. Staples has shuttered about 350 stores over the last 5 years. Traditional brick and mortars have been under pressure for some time due to greater online competition from outfits such as Amazon.
If you've been procrastinating and still haven't filed your taxes this year, you're not alone. Apparently, lots of people are waiting to file their taxes this year. Officials with the U.S. Internal Revenue Service say they've received 5.7 million fewer individual returns than they had at this point last year. That's 8.5% drop. The official filing deadline to submit your 2016 tax returns is Tuesday, April 18th. The deadline is later this year because April 15th falls on a Saturday. Taxpayers also have an additional day to file because Monday, April 17th is Emancipation Day, which is a D.C. holiday.
And now to Montevallo Athletics. Frank Rogers' women's lacrosse team is back to 500 after 2 victories last week. The Falcons beat Ohio Valley by a score of 18-5 before following it up with another win on Saturday. On a rain-soaked afternoon, Montevallo beat Davis and Elkins 17-4, courtesy of 6 goals by Laura Schutz. Jess Culver was on the scoring sheet as well. She scored a hat trick to take her total on the year to 12 to go along with her team-high 13 assists. Freshman Janie Johnson provided a trio of assists to take her to double digits on the season. Jamie Hudak, who scored 4 times in last week's wins, leads the team with 24 goals. Irfana Ahmed's 93 saves are a conference high. Montevallo are 5-5 heading into the weekend's road tests. The Falcons traveled to Barton on Friday before taking on North Greenville on Saturday. Montevallo softball won 1 and lost 2 this past weekend. The Falcons lost a game cut short due to rain against North Georgia on Saturday before Sunday's doubleheader against Young Harris. Montevallo won the opening game 5-4 after a comeback in the later innings. Laura Van Steenwick's 2-run homer in the 5th was followed up by a 2-run shot by Marissa Sosa in the 6th. The Mountain Lions took the second game 5-1 after a 4-run first inning was enough to hold off a late Falcon comeback effort. Coach Vanover's team faces 2 doubleheaders in South Carolina this weekend. Montevallo plays USC Aiken on Friday before the clash with Lander the next day. The Falcons baseball team looks to bounce back from a 3-loss weekend at Georgia College on Wednesday at home. Montevallo will face North Alabama in the annual Sea of Purple game at Kermit Johnson Field. Fans can become involved with athletics by downloading the Fighting Falcons app. Check into events, share photos from games, and win fan prizes as you keep track of Montevallo's home games. And the NCAA tournament field of 64 was revealed yesterday. Fans are frantically filling out brackets before tomorrow's first 4 games. The tournament gets going in full swing on Tuesday.
What looks like a scene straight from a movie turned out to be real.
A giant model of King Kong went up in flames during the premiere of Kong Skull Island. It happened Thursday in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Flames from a nearby volcano simulation were said to have caused the fire. Crowds at the premiere first thought it was all part of the show, but scrambled to safety after realizing it wasn't. Officials said no one was hurt. Much of the film Kong Skull Island was filmed in Vietnam.
Remember, there's more news online 24/7. Just search for Falcon Weekly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see more stories and news updates throughout the week.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us.
For more news from MassCom student reporters, be sure to check out the Falcon News Network blog. The web address is on your screen. We'll see you again next week.